What up, y'all?
Welcome to our channel. My name is Keith.
And I'm Jared.
Before we get into the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Also, make sure you turn on those post notifications so you can be the first one to know when we do a new post. We have a lot of interesting content coming up, and we just want to make sure you guys are receiving it first. So, without further ado, let's get into the video.
Ballin' like the NBA, a all-star. I'm a pro. V-long, hooded on. I am not an average Joe. Trippin' bitch from head to toe. Remember dead, I was broke. Got her for sale, folded the scale. Running through all of the bill. Yeah, fresh as hell, swag in the mail. She see me and still. Yeah, feel like Jordan, but I won't touch the blow. Smoking backwards, back to back. My DC bitch like kill me.
Okay. So this first video, we kind of wanted to do just like an introduction, get everybody comfortable with us. We want to get to know who you guys are.
And so if you read the, what's it called, the title, caption, or whatever it is below, you know what this video is essentially about.
Yes, so we're going to be telling the story of how we met and how we got to where we are now. You want to start?
Sure, I guess. So, like, we have, like, mutual friends, I guess you could say. Well, at the time, it wasn't mutual to us, but it was mutual to each other.
Right.
So, my former roommate, his former roommate / best friend, they worked together at a store on campus and things like that. And they just kind of, I'm going to say they, but my roommate, he was pressuring me for, like, a while. Probably when you moved here.
Yes, a long ass time. Because as soon as I moved here, Janae was like, "Oh, I have somebody you should talk to," and I was like, "Girl, I just moved from home. I'm trying to be out and popping and live my life." And so she's just like, "No, I have someone I really want you to meet." Blah blah blah.
You know the whole crazy part? I didn't even know who the hell she was.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know who Levante was. It's just really crazy, like how it all worked out. It's really crazy. But yeah, from there, like they always wanted us to link up and like see each other. But I was always busy working. I had 2 jobs at the time, and then I was in school. So yeah, I really didn't have any time to do anything outside of that.
Let's say, yeah, sort of kind of the same for me, but I'm too involved on campus. Like, it's a point when being involved is okay, and there's like a line that I just so happened to hop the fuck over.
Yeah.
And it was just like never no time for us to like really catch up, see each other, because I worked on campus, I was involved in BSU heavily, and then I just started branching off, trying to figure out my own thing, I guess you could say. Then I found internships after internships after internships, and I just never stopped. And I just was like, well, shit, if it's meant to be, it's gonna happen whenever it's meant to happen, you know? Like, you can't really rush or force something to happen, because when it does happen, it's not going to be what you thought it was.
Exactly.
And everybody's going to be let down.
Yes, that's kind of like what I was trying to tell her. I was like, let me just like figure everything out on my own type of deal. But no, I do remember, this is so crazy because I do remember I always used to see you at Starbucks on campus. So like I would always walk past and I was like, who is this? But I mean, of course, I never like.
Oh, you was fun as a kid. I was back there making all the drinks. I was the #1 barista.
Let's not push it.
You was
Let's not push it because I don't drink coffee or tea, so I never linked.
Well, we got water, and we got juices.
Anyway, so I would always see him at Starbucks on campus, but like I never knew who he was or his name, anything. Like I didn't know anything about him. I just knew he worked at the Starbucks on campus. So like when Janae always used to tell me, my roommate / best friend, she always used to tell me like, oh yeah, I want you to meet Jared, blah blah. And I was like, girl, who the hell is that? Like, who is that? So she eventually got me to start going out like to different events on campus, and even just going out in general, cause like I'm not really like that. I'm like a homebody really. I just go to work, school, and I come home and do what I want to do. Like I don't really like going out. So once I did go out, like that's when I started seeing you at the events and stuff, and I was like, oh, okay.
I ain't missed an event.
I
probably fucking planned the event. Whatever it was.
We know. So yeah, I was just like, okay. From that point, like when I started seeing him at the events and stuff, I was like, okay, maybe I should try and link them, see what it's giving really.
I never really saw you on campus.
Because-
that's not even trying to be like funny or like shady or anything. I just never saw you on campus.
I go to class and I get off campus. Campus life is not for me. I've never been that like.
Campus life is kind of cool.
Even as a freshman. Well, no, as a freshman I did do campus life, but that's because you're supposed to do that. You know, you get out, you want to enjoy the world, see everything. But after freshman year, that campus life stuff is over. Like, once I moved off campus, if I wasn't going to class, then I don't need to be on campus. That's just how I
almost
that's
everybody
how
the
I
same
feel.
way. Like when I was living at Edge or whatever, like let me tell you, if one class was canceled,
All classes were canceled.
And
Yes, that's how it used to be. When one class was canceled, all classes got canceled. Especially if it was something like
if it was like
middle
a
class
BS,
got canceled.
Oh,
Yeah, like
fuck
if you had 3 classes and your middle class got canceled, you're like, well, I'm definitely not going to the first class. And then by the time you make it to the time of your 3rd class, you're like, I'm
see, I would at
cool.
least go to one class. Like if it was my middle class that got canceled, then I would go to my first class. But anything after that first class is a hit or miss to see where I'm at in life, honestly.
Period. So back to how we met. So we would see each other. We started to see each other on campus at some events that I was going to. Of course, he was at all the events, but I would only go to some. And then from that point, I don't remember how we like got in contact because we didn't have each other's numbers at first.
I do.
Take it away.
Good sis Charlize. Another DMV native.
Okay, so apparently Charlize gave him my Snapchat.
Did she give me your Snapchat or did I find it on my own?
Regardless of how it goes, he got my Snapchat somehow. We started Snapchat and we was talking like every day. But again, like I was still always going to class, always at work. So we didn't really have enough time to like really link up. And then when we did link up, it was just like at an event or like it was just, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just like
yeah, it'd be like a little
how's it going?
social setting or something like, what up? At that time, I was just like, hey. But it was like a little hey and bye type thing. Like at first, and like I don't think it really started getting to like a relationship forming type of thing until like you pressed me about getting your number.
Oh yeah, because I was like, well, the Snapchat thing is cool, but like I have really poor memory, so I don't remember shit that be going on in the Snapchat. So it's just like, well, if we're gonna keep snapping, like messages is disappearing, you might reply an hour or 2 late, you know, depending on how you're feeling, you might be busy. So it's like I don't even remember what we was talking about. So I was like, and then it's like, why wouldn't you ask for my number? Like, what? I just don't understand. Like,
well, at the time, I still don't save numbers. So it's like if I would have got your number, it was like, would I have saved it?
I mean, yeah, that's first things. I don't know. I just was like, are you gonna ask for my number? Like, when are you gonna ask for my number?
Straight up like, it was like, so he waited until I left, right? It was like a few hours passed after I had left. And then you had Snapchat, I'll remember it because that shit was funny. And you was like, so when you gonna ask me for my number? Because like, what is this giving? I'm like,
yes, I was like, what is this giving?
I was in my phone like I was like, I don't know who the hell
I was
he
just like,
feeling like, but
what is this giving? I was just like, well, at this point, like, we've been communicating for a few months. Like, we see each other here and there. Where are we going? Like, if we cannot, if we can't get numbers and move to the next step, then I was just like, what is this giving? Like, either we doing this or we're not.
I was in the moment.
I mean, we were, but I was just like, well, I'm not going to waste too much of my time. So if you're interested, be interested. If not,
keep it pushing.
Keep it moving. And you see, I see he asked for my good number. Period. So yeah.
Forceful. I mean, but shit, yeah. I mean, yeah. So like, shit, got your number. Then even after that, he still was kind of like. I mean, it was like a step above like where we was at.
Yeah, you
but
gotta take the steps. Yeah. Like you just
gotta
keep
dive
going.
in. You can't be like,
yeah, you just gotta keep going, making sure like that's what the whole dating thing is about. Like you just date people, you get to know them, and you figure out what you want to do. At a certain point, you just like, okay, well, is this what I'm giving? We finally exchanged numbers. We started talking more. And we started making more time for each other, like as the, gotta keep progressing. So we started making time for each other. So after work or before work, like we would link up, go somewhere. I don't remember
our first date.
I was literally just about to say that. I don't remember where we went for our first date, like official first date. I don't know.
I know my good bitch saying get swiped, and it was most definitely at the Good Bar Louis, because I had it was like a little whiskey burger. I remember that much because you had to be 21 to get it.
Yes, the Good
You
Barbecue.
wasn't 21.
Yes, I was not 21 yet. It was like a barbecue whiskey burger. Since then, I've had it.
It's not all that.
It's not.
For them to ID you, you don't even...
You not getting drunk, so...
I don't see what the point of that
I don't
was,
see, but maybe because they like whiskey, we can still get sued, so blah, blah, blah. Whatever, it's business, I understand. But, okay. So we went to Bar Louis, and you said your visa didn't get swiped.
Yeah, I don't think my visa got swiped. I'm pretty sure my visa didn't get swiped. I didn't have a lot of funds in my account at that time.
Well, apparently I was feeling good because I don't do that, especially not on a good first date. What does that give?
It wasn't like we was just first meeting each other.
I mean, granted,
We
but
knew
it's like...
who each other was. And it's just about that good visa got swiped.
Granted and dandy. That still does not excuse me swiping my good visa on the first date. Like, what does that give?
He thought I was swiping mine. Swiping, no swiping. I was like, it's all kind of working out. So that was going into 2018, which was when we made it like official.
Yes, March 2018. Yep, because we're in 2019 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Woo, the years fly by. So yes, that was March
Good 3 days after
March.
my
I'm spending
anniversary.
time.
You got a hole in your lip.
So, so yes, we got together March 2018. So we've been together for a year and how
Some
many months?
change.
Yes, a year and some months. I cannot count that. This one is into me.
Almost 4.
Yeah, so we'll go with that. So like almost a year and a half now. Period. Fuck.
Yeah, so like when we made it like official, I guess you could say. Yeah, no, it's not even like I guess you could say. Like when we had made it official, both of our schedules were just so jam packed. It was just crazy. Like we already was like trying to not even force time. We was trying to already figure out the time for one another and things like that. But like, cause like I was working late hours and things like that, and you was working late hours. And
Late to late hours, like scary hours.
right.
Scary hours, really. Like, I would never go back to that. Thankfully, I got myself out of that. The coins was good. Don't get me wrong. The coins was where they needed to be at. But that shit is for the birds. I cannot. I'm glad I'm done with that.
And that was last year. But we first met in, I want to say 2017, because that's when I was living at
Edge, right? Because I was too.
In 2016, beginning of 2017.
And that's so crazy that we was living in the same. We was like on
the opposite sides though, because like I had the townhouses and you was in the little new 2-bedroom thing.
Right, I was in the new apartments, but it was still the same complex. So it's just like really weird. I never saw him over there. Granted, I was always in my apartment. Like I said, I'm a homebody.
I was never home. I was out and about.
Exactly. So that's why I never seen him. But we lived in the same complex. Didn't know each other. And then, so that was like 2017, and then when we moved, after that, I moved with my best friend Janae.
And then me and Levante moved together because it was like 4 of us at our townhouse.
Right.
I had the same roommate, except for last year, since freshman year. So it was me, Sam, Levante, and Joe. What up, y'all? Yeah, so then like me and Levante moved together, and then Sam moved in with my now AD, but at that time his LB. Yeah, so then everybody like kind of split parts, but now everybody's like coming back together now. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's all kind of working out. He was working late hours, I was working late hours, and then like on top of that, like I end up like crossing into my fraternity, and that was just like a tedious process, just getting that whole show and things like that ready, because it was just difficult just to get that show ready, because it's like things would change last minute and stuff like that. And so I was just busy working on my show, or working on my show with my LBs and whatnot. and then still having time to like kick it with you and still get to know one another.
Yes, it was.
And then the crazy part, like even before we even like made it official, you end up meeting my mom, my sister, my best friends. And all, like,
so at that point,
he already met everybody.
At that point,
probate.
it's like we're doing this. We done already met good parents. We done already like it's just like period.
But like even after my probate, like we still wasn't even like we was together, but it wasn't like this is like alright, so you mine, I'm yours type thing, and that didn't happen until like 3 days later.
Because I was like, because I was already like in the mindset. I was like, okay, I think this is what I'm trying to give, and I could like see that this is what you was trying to give too. But you were going through your things, always working, so you was just like super stressed. But I was like, well, I think I can give this. So we waited until everything calmed down, and that's when I was like, okay, now we can do this because now we can just be focused. I mean, we still want to do, we still got priorities, but we can focus on ourselves and our relationship and just moving forward after all that stuff is over. So that was my main thing. I was like, look, you doing that, I'm doing this, you need to finish what you're doing, and then I'll make time in my schedule to figure it out, and then we can go from there. But
the same way like he damn near pressed me about the whole number situation, I had came back after a night out with my LBs in my chapter and stuff, and I came in the house, and he was like already asleep or whatever, about to be asleep, and I was like, hey, so it's either you gonna get on this wave or you just gonna like drown or whatever the fuck I said at the time.
What a joke!
It was just really like.
And I was like,
what is it? What did my mom say? A drunk mind speaks sober thoughts or whatever.
Yes.
Fool, I don't think I was past drunk.
Yeah,
I was zooted. Like I was gone.
I was in a drunk sleep, so when I woke up, I was really confused. I was just like, "What are you talking about?" And so I think I was like, we just need to have a conversation in the morning, like when we both wake up. So then when we woke up, that's when we had the conversation, and we was just like, "All right, bet we're gonna be together," and period.
And that was that.
And that was that.
Since
then we've been thugging. Period.
Niggas then came with me to see my niece be born. That's a whole nother story time.
Yes, we're gonna save that story for another time because whew,
another drug.
That was teased. So,
with that being said, make sure you are liking,
commenting,
leave a comment down there, and be sure to subscribe so you can be aware of all the new content and exclusive things that we're gonna be having going out. Yes. Never know, we might be doing a giveaway as well.
Yes, turn on them post notifications. Make sure y'all are linking us. And we hope you guys enjoyed this video.
And there's gonna be more content
to come. We just have to do this. I keep spilling my wine. We just have to do this. This first video, we just kind of like trying to get an introduction.
So you get to know who we are. So we get to know you guys as well. And just as you see, we're kind of dysfunctional, but we function well together. So it's like, you never know what you might get out of us.
Ballin' like the NBA, a all-star. I'm a pro. V-long, hoodie on. I am not an average Joe. Trippin' bitch from head to toe. Remember dead, I was broke. Got her for sale, folded the scale. Running through all of the bill. Yeah, fresh as hell, swaggin' the mail. She see me and still. Yeah, feel like Jordan, but I won't touch the blow. Smoking backwards, back to back. My DC bitch like kill, man.
What we drinking?
The original Dark Horse Sauvignon Blanc. That's really mine.
I like the Dark Horse.
Yeah, that's what I bought when we first moved in here.
Hold on, we got toast. Toast to everybody out there too. He forgot because he's wild.
Let me actually sip it.
Oh yeah, she's good. She is good.